Hey, so I probably look really crazy right now because I just did all my foundation, eyebrows, and it's like currently baking. So I look nuts, but just at the end it'll look okay. So basically, in order to prep my eyelids, I just used concealer. Like I didn't do anything crazy. You don't really have to, but it just kind of makes everything go smoother and the colors pop, especially if you're using brighter colors. But you could just kind of like go over with foundation if you're in a rush, like just go over your eyelids instead of just like skipping them, and that'll make everything go by faster. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna go for like a bronzy look, but basically what I'm doing, you could do with any colors. You just choose what looks best on you or what you want to do that day. The key is to blend and build color, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's start. This palette, it's humongous, but it has like every color. It's James Charles' new palette. I got it from Morphe. Like every color. That was just like a little sheet on top that has the names. So yeah, so I like to start on the crease and just blend everything out real nice. So we're gonna use like a fluffy brush, kind of like this one. And then I'm just gonna take, we'll take this color here. Okay, so like you want to make sure that nothing is blunt. Like you have to like really blend out those edges to make sure it like kind of goes in with your skin color. You don't want it to be just like boom and it's like really bright because then it looks kind of tacky. Alright, and then you're gonna take another color, so you could go in for like a deeper color, or you could try and go like a more brown tone. So I'm gonna go for another like a almost like a coppery color. Just take that, the same brush, that way it kind of like helps blend the colors better. And then for this one, I just focus more on the lower part of it. So instead of going as high, just stay lower. And I go all the way to the inner corners. Sometimes if you don't want that color there, you could do like a cut crease. I'll show you how to do that with this. That's like my favorite go-to look. And then you can go right back into the first color and then use that over this, like towards this part, just to like blend it out so it's not so like harsh and it has a better transition. And take another brush and go in with a lighter color. So you could use something like this. It's like a beige tone, or you could go with like a pinky tone. Either way, it'll just like help blend it out, make it look like a better transition. I'm gonna go with the pink, just because I like pinks. Just like buff it out. Yep, that's pretty much it. So see how like it kind of like fades out? That's the look you want. And then for a cut crease, it's pretty simple. You take like a little angled brush like this, and you're gonna dip it in concealer, and then you're just gonna kind of like draw a line, and then fill that in the bottom in with white. You don't have to do that. Like you could totally leave it like this, add like a gold, like glittery color in the middle, and then be done. And then it would look fine. But if you want like a more glam, I guess, look, then you would go in and do the cut crease. So I'll show you that right now. I just find my concealer. This is like the only one I have right now. It's from ColourPop. I use it to conceal the rest of my face. So you're just going to take the brush and dip it. You don't want too much though, because otherwise it'll get a little messy. It's just like a thin coat. I'm gonna use my mirror, so I'm not gonna be like right in the camera. And when you're doing this, you want to be careful not to open your eye too much, because then the concealer will go to the top part. So just like minimal. You don't want your crease like all messed up after all that blending work you did. So you can see it's like kind of just like that. You don't have to do the whole thing. I like to just do the beginning, and then just kind of blend this part out. So once you've done this, I'll try not to open my eyes, I look crazy. You take a light shade, so you would go in with like a peachy color. Just use a brush. You go in with this peachy color, and you just tap it over it just to set it. That way the like concealer, the white from the concealer doesn't transfer anywhere else. And this will just kind of end up being like a base again. See? It's like dry, you can open your eyes and it doesn't look ridiculous. Alright. Take a smaller brush like this, and then you could use this to do a pop of color in the middle, or you could just do a transition with a glittery color. That's probably what I'm gonna hear my kid just like going crazy right now. So I'm just gonna take we're gonna go with a glittery color. So this is like a glittery pink. You can't really tell, but it's really pretty. And I'll mix it with the one that's above it, which is like a glittery white. Just tap those out. And then towards the middle, you go back with the first color you used. And just blend it out here. So it kind of helps with the transition. And I'm going to go in with a smaller brush and just really define the inner corner. So like this is the smallest. It's like the one we used to first put the base color on the cut crease. So I'm just gonna go in this inner corner, kind of help this process. And we're gonna go back with this one just to tidy it up on top. If you do happen to make any mistakes, or if you have any fallout, like that's when you get too much like powder on the brush and it falls right here, you can just go back and use concealer if you haven't baked yet. If you have already baked, or if you're baking, just wipe it off. That's really easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the bake. I usually use like this ginormous fluffy brush. You just kind of like brush it off. Help blend everything out. And then you're gonna kind of repeat what you did on top on your lower lash line, just because you want it to all blend together. You don't want it to be like just the top done and then your bottom it's just like womp. So you could take the same brushes, or you could take some somewhat smaller brushes and just go in the same exact colors and the same exact order that you did it, and that's usually how I do it. It's simpler, because that way you know that it'll really like match. And you connect it just so that it's all like a cohesive look. And then I'll go in with a smaller brush, something like this, flat, with the darkest color that you used, or you go even a little darker just to like kind of make this part right here pop more. So I didn't use this one initially, but it's very similar to the ones we used. This color here, I'm just gonna tap it off. just like go right in here and deepen this head a little bit too. Alright, that's pretty much it. You could do liner and mascara. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and then I'll put the liner on and then mascara, and that'll be it. Okay, so I went ahead, I did eyeliner, finished this eye up, did mascara, and then all you have to do is your lips. So you could do a really neutral color with this. I think that's probably what works best, especially since this particular color is a little bit brighter. I said it was gonna be like a rusty color, and it'll be more like a pinky color, but it's fine. You could just do whatever color you want. It really doesn't matter. I know if you're like going to work, you want to kind of probably tone it down. You don't want to be like so. So this is probably a good date night, but like all you have to do to turn it into work appropriate is basically just like less bright colors. I used to wear this to work. I worked with kids, and it wasn't a problem. Like they were just like, "Oh, wow, you look pretty," but like if you want to keep it more subtle, like I get that too. So basically all it's left to do is highlight, which is like my favorite. There's a really good highlight color in this palette, luckily, so you don't really need to buy another one. But you have that powder, that like illuminating powder, you could use that as highlight. So that's like a good one to use. Let me get my high brush, just like a little brush. You don't want anything too big because it'll spread the color too far and it will be like centralized in one area. And then what I do, I like to highlight my nose, like the tip of my nose and right on the bridge of my nose, and then my cupid's bow. So the same color, just like, and then just like a little line. So I'll probably just do like a quick gloss or liquid lipstick. Yeah, liquid lipstick for this. So a lighter color is called Marshmallow. It's like a very light pinky color. I actually never really used this one on its own, but just for the sake of keeping this short. And that is it. So I think that was pretty easy. If you need any more help, just let me know. That's totally easy. If you want to meet up and like I could just help you learn what you've got, because I know like what I've got is different. Sometimes it's easier to see what you have, or if you just let me know what you've got and I can just see if I have anything similar and do a look with that. Just let me know.